team, Marissa here. We are stretching today, and we are stretching our hips. So this is going to be so good for that iliopsoas, the muscle that goes all the way across the front of that hip. We're really focusing on that today. I have my mat close by because we will end down. So if you want to have that mat for comfort, grab it. But other than that, let's get right to it. Take your hands to your hips. Engage that belly button back to your spine and just tuck those hips. Now we do this movement a lot in our workouts, but I really want you to think about it as a stretch. So really taking every single corner, scooping those hips side to side, and then take it side. I'm bent in my knees, and then take it front to back, opening up that low back, tucking that tailbone, scoop, scoop, 4 more. Mobilizing those hip joints before we get really deep in there and stretch it on out. For 3, we're gonna box it out. On 1, here we go. Take it front, right, back, left. Scoop. Really think about hitting every single side. And then roll it out. Ooh, nice and slow, ooey gooey. Squeeze those abs. For 3, start to feel that low back loosen up. Other way. I like to think of this as an active stretch, yes. We're working those ab muscles, but we're also really finding that mobility in the hip. Roll. Scoop the ice cream out of that bowl. 3, 2, 1. Okay, reach it up. Take a big side stretch. Keep that right hip down. Spreading those ribs. We're stretching those intercostals, the muscles in between our ribs. Find center. Other side, big stretch. Again, I'm keeping that hip down, really finding extra length from my bottom rib and the tippy top of my hip. Do that again, up. You can take your gaze up to your hand. You can look down. Other side, big stretch, breathe. Keep that hip down, lengthening long, squeeze those abs. Nice and tall, reaching through that arm. Good, find center here. We're gonna lunge over to the right. Both knees are gonna be bent here. And I really want you to think about squeezing that left butt cheek and opening up that hip. Just a little baby pulse here. Left hip forward, right hip back. Shoulders are on top of our hips. This is getting that iliopsoas, that muscle right in the front. It wraps all the way around the front of that hip. Hold it down there. Just stay. Squeeze those abs, squeeze that butt cheek. Woo! You're gonna stretch that back leg long. Find that lunge. Try to keep those shoulders on top of your hips here. Try not to sink into that low back either, so it's that length. Take your arms to the ceiling. Nice and long, that head is in line with your spine. We are controlled. If you want to take it back a little bit, that little back bend. Opening up the front of that hip. You might feel it in your low abs as well. Good, find center. And take it down to your runner's lunge. Okay, stay here. Shake out your head, yes and no. Take that right arm up, big twist. Stretching the outside of that right hip. Energy through those fingers. Still holding on to that core to protect that spine. Take it to the other side, opening up. Hey, hey, hey. For 3, 2, and 1. Find center. Stretch both legs up. Woo. Square off that hip. Take that left hip forward, right hip back. Nice long neck, long spine. 3, 2, you're gonna bend that back leg, flex the front leg. Again, take that hip forward and stretch. Let that hip go. Again, lengthen long. Take that left hip forward, right hip back, and stretch it. Good. From here, you're walking center. Hang it out. Woo. Just let it hang. Shake that head. Release. Take a couple big deep CAs. Bend and stretch. Send your hips to the ceiling. Head to the floor. For 2. Last one. Roll it up. We're going to go to the other side. Stretching out the front of that right hip. Squeeze that butt cheek. Shoulders in line with hips. Take that nice deep lunge. You might feel over your quad as well. I like to do a little pulsey pulse. Those abs. Really squeeze that butt cheek. Take that hip forward. Right there. Arms up. Stay, hold, squeeze. Shoulders away from those ears. And take it back. Good. Stretch that leg. Hold it here. 3 and 2. Last one. Take it down to your runner's lunge. All the way down. Again, keeping that right hip forward, left hip back. Open up that hip. Take your left hand up, big twist, squeeze your abs. Lengthen long out through your right heel and through those fingers. Good, take it to the front, open up. Good. 3, 2, 1. Take it down, stretch it out. Take that right hip forward, left hip back, square off those legs. Length out to the top of that head. Now bend and flex, round it over. Still holding on to that core. Drop those shoulders away from your ears. Take that hip forward and push, big stretch. Parallel legs, getting the whole back side of that standing side. Woo. And take it back, flex the right toe. For 3, 2, 1. Find center. Big plie. Down. And up. Down. And up. Right here, this one feels so good. Take it side to side. Stretch. Little swing. 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knees. Roll up nice and slow. We are going to take it down to the mat now. Grab your mat, slide it forward, and we're going to take it on down. Okay, this next one, I love this stretch so much. Whenever my clients say they have tight hips, I always take them through this series. You're going to be in a Z sit. What's a Z sit? You're going to make the letter Z with your legs. Left leg in front, right leg in back, so we can get that right hip to start. But instead of sitting up on top of it like this, and see how my right hip is up, I want you to relax it down. Sink down into that hip. Your right leg is technically internally rotated, that internal rotation. You're gonna feel it in the top of that hip. From here, squeeze your abs, drop those shoulders down, and squeeze that right butt cheek to rotate over to the left, opening up that hip, externally rotating that leg, and then relax it all the way back down, send that butt cheek to the floor. Yeah, it's a small movement, but it feels so good on that hip. Take it down. Up. You gotta go slow with this guy. Take it down, relax that hip down, all the way down as much as you can. Keep that knee down. And again, take it up. Squeeze those abs, squeeze that butt cheek, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Lengthen tall out of that head. And then relax the butt cheek, take it down. Finding motion, extra motion in that hip, extra space in that hip. Every time, can you sink a little bit deeper into the mat? Let's do 2 more of those because it feels so good. And down. Last one here, scoop it up. And take it down. Okay, that hip is down. Our knees are pressed into the mat. I'm gonna have you go back a little bit. You can go down to your elbows, or if you're really flexible, all the way down, laying flat. I'm gonna do elbows because I'm not that flexible. I'm flexible, but I'm not crazy flexible. On those elbows, and look up to the ceiling if your neck starts to get tired. I know you're looking at the camera right now, looking at this video, but no worries. Press that left knee down, and then you're gonna do that same motion with that right hip. That squeeze the butt cheek, lift that hip, open, open, open up to the diagonal, and then send that hip down to the mat. Yep, so it's squeeze the butt cheek, lift, press into the knees, and then relax, send that hip to the mat. Yep. Press and squeeze, send it up, relax, press it down. Hey, squeeze your abs, squeeze that right glute, and then relax, roll it down. Yep, we'll just do that a couple times. Again, this is super intense. You should feel it in the front of that hip, all the way down through your quad until it gets to that knee. It's so good. 2 more. And last one here. I lied, do it again. Because I just want to. It feels so good. Whew. Okay, this will be our last one. And down. Okay, if you haven't gone all the way down already, I challenge you to try. Lay it on back. I take my hands out to the side, slide down, squeeze my abs, and press your knees into the mat. You can lift that right hip and then lower it down. It's super, super small. It's literally just that glute engagement and then that release. That glute engagement squeeze. And then release. One more time. We squeeze. And then release. Oh, carefully pick yourself up. Shake out those legs. And then we'll take it to the other side. Nice job. Right leg in front, left leg behind. Squaring off those hips to the front. And then sit that butt cheek down. If you need to take that foot out a little bit or in a little bit, whatever you need to do so. We really want to think about squaring off those hips and sending that left hip down. Yep. Pull up through that core. Shoulders over hips. We rotate to the right. Squeeze that butt cheek. Breathe. Exhale. Roll it down. Send that hip down. Oh yeah, right there. Right in the front of that hip crease. Whew, little biology, little science for you. Our iliopsoas. It's a group of muscles that connect your upper body to your lower body. It connects at the base of your rib, wraps all the way around the front of your hip, and then connects into your pelvis. So that's why if you have tight hips, sometimes you'll feel it in your back, because that's where the iliopsoas connect. It connects from the back of that rib all the way around to the front. And it feels so good to stretch. Ugh. If you have a desk job, if you're sitting or you're sedentary a lot, it gets tight because we're shortening the hip, we're shortening those muscles. So that's why doing stretches like this is so important, or doing any type of movement is so important. And DanceBody is very special in that way because we pay attention to those hips. We like to roll those hips. We like to tuck and tilt and hit the box and do all the roly-roly, all that good stuff. But sometimes you got to stretch it out. Couple more here. Squeeze that left butt cheek. Squeeze those abs. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. So this is an active stretch. Yes, we're using our muscles to control and then release and sit down instead of a passive stretch where we're just like sitting in a butterfly stretching. Yeah, that's great. You can do that sometimes. But an active stretch is so much better because it gives you more mobility. Flexibility and mobility, very different in my opinion. Somebody could challenge me and say that they're not, but I think mobility is more so stuff you're actually going to be using, right? Yes, you can be flexible and kick your face, but can you like pivot there and maintain that? Mobility, you'll be able to maintain that. 2 more here. Squeeze. Up. And down. Last one. Up. Rotate. Take it to your elbows. Press that right knee down. From here, lift that hip, squeeze, and release. We'll go a little bit faster with this guy. Or take it as slow as you want. You can really squeeze and press, and then release, take it down. But keep that head in line with your spine as much as you can. Yep, look away from your screen, and really, you can close your eyes with this. Really try to imagine that hip lifting up to the top diagonal, and then release it down, sink into the mat. Up, squeeze, and down, and up, and down. 2 more. Squeeze it up, and down, and last one. Release that hip down. Take it all the way down. Test it out. Woo! Press those knees down. And now this might even be enough for you. This might be enough stretch, right? Or you can take it up, level it up, open up that hip, and then try to release it down. It's going to be super tiny. It's more about the thought of engaging that muscle, squeezing that muscle, and then releasing. Keep that right knee down, keep the left knee down. 2 more. Last one. Carefully come back up to your elbows and swivel those legs in front of you. Sit back to the back edge of your mat, shake out your legs. Oh, That was a lot of front of the hip, that iliopsoas. Scoot your booty back so you're sitting on top of your sits bones. Squeeze those abs, lengthen long, flex those toes back, reach for your toes. Try to press those knees, the back of your knees down into the mat, and I'm trying to stay long. Extend and long through the top of my head. Then point those toes, release it all the way down. Back of that body, low back stretch, back of the hip, back of the leg. Flex, open up that chest. And point and release, round that spine, take it over. You can do a little bit of baby now. And flex, pick it up. Now if you need to bend your knees a little bit on this guy, that's okay. Really focus on that spinal position. Yeah, so we're rounded, we're pointed. Open up that low back, flex, extend. Let's take one more round. Shoulders away from the ears here. And up. Find your butterfly. You can be in a loose diamond shape, yep, legs out, or all the way in, up to you. I'm gonna go loose diamond. Again, sit back on those butt cheeks right on top of your sits bones. Engage that belly button to your spine. And we're going to take a couple collapses. You're going to collapse over and then roll up to the spine. Pull on those ankles to take you forward and roll it on up.
I'll take care of you. Let's make it up. Close your eyes.
Two more. If you've done any Marthagram, you'll know all of this. We're going to go reverse it. Dolphin dive. Woo, up. And squeeze that belly button. Take it up. Hold, squeeze. Draw those shoulders down. Again. Reverse it. Oh, forward fold. For 3. 2, shoulders away from the ears. Last one, now passive stretch. We're gonna hang out here. Let your head, neck, and shoulders fall. Just round over those legs. And if you want to play with where your feet are positioned, if you want to be in that loose diamond shape, you're going to hit more of the back of the hip. If your feet are closer to you, you're going to get more of that inner thigh. So it's up to you. Take a little bit of both. What I mean by that is scooching your feet in, a little bit more inner thigh action here versus feet out, back of those hips, back of that butt cheek. Good. From here, crisscross applesauce those legs. We're gonna take a side stretch, up and over. Again, keep those hips down. And other side. Big breath in. And bring it down. Nicely done, you guys. This was your hip stretch video. I suggest doing this as often as you want, as often as you can, because our hips need a little extra love. They go through so much. Alrighty, thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day or night or whatever time it is wherever you are. Mwah. I'll see you next time.